Thank you. Thank you. I do think that there is a reason why we're in this jurisdiction, but first let me just say all of us on this committee, no matter our party, are opposed to crime, and all of us have sympathy for victims of crime. It's acceptable. But I will say also that we don't have jurisdiction. The federal government does not have jurisdiction over state and local prosecutions. That's up to the voters of each state and each locality. But if we were going to have a hearing that we have no jurisdiction to deal with, I think we might go to a place in the Speaker's District, which has much higher crime rates than New York City. As has been mentioned, Bakersfield has a homicide rate of 13.7% per 100,000 people. New York is at 5.5 for the same amount of residents. And I'll note also that 100% of the fatal officer-involved shootings involved a gun. And, you know, Mr. Jordan, in his opening statement, mentioned his sympathy for the police. We all have that. I also have sympathy for the officers who defended us against a MAGA mob, unlike some members on the other side of the aisle. I think it's pretty obvious that we're in New York because of the case of New York versus Donald J. Trump. But I'm also worried that we're not here about guns, because 80% of all the murders in the U.S. are committed with a gun. We had 155 mass shootings so far this year. Our colleagues on the other side of the aisle have prevented any kind of sensible gun violence legislation from passing to keep us safe. Now, you know, we're not the only country in the world with people who want to do bad things or with people who are unstable, but we're the only country in the world that has mass shootings practically every other day, and that is something that's within our jurisdiction, and we ought to take some action. This is a choice that we are making to allow all the children of America to go into school worried that they're going to be the victim of a mass shooting, and it's a scandal that we have done nothing about it. Now, talking about the people versus Donald J. Trump, we don't have jurisdiction over that either. That's something that is a local prosecution, and it's entirely improper for the federal government or any committee of the United States to try and interfere in this matter. So having said that, I want to talk a little bit more about, or ask a little bit more about gun violence and what can be done about it. Ms. Fisher, it's been suggested, or Mr. Kessler, either of you, that somehow having more guns would make us safer. Do the statistics actually back that up, that having more guns makes for a safer community?
States with strong gun laws have lower rates of gun violence. And one of the things that's important to say here is that crime is going down in New York City, thankfully. But there is more that can be done by Congress to enact strong universal background checks, a strong extreme risk protection order law at the federal level, and to fund state laws. There's more that can be done to enact safe storage laws and to combat the trafficking crisis. And Congress is standing idly by and not doing anything.
Let me ask you about, some of our colleagues have suggested that we defund the prosecutor's office here in Manhattan. It's my understanding that the majority of the funds comes from an annual grant to the office's Witness Aid Services Unit that provides services to victims of crime. What would the impact be of eliminating those services, if you know, Ms. Kessler? Or Ms. Fisher?
Sure. We need to be investing and putting more resources into victim services and supporting victims. As you heard here today, We need to be giving victims more mental health support, more social support. We need to be helping them find access to compensation, not only for funeral expenses, for hospital expenses, to make up for lost income.
Let me just say, I want to thank all the witnesses, including the victims of crime. I fear that you are being used for a political purpose despite your sincerity.
Gentlelady's time has expired. Gentlelady's, the committee will be in order. The gentlelady's time has expired. The gentleman from Florida, Mr. Gates, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Our criminal justice system is in...
Hey, before you click on the next video, if y'all could do me a big favor and hit that like button. The algorithm loves it, and so do I, because it helps promote these videos and get the message out about what our government has been doing. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, because every time I put out a video, you want to know about it, right? Thanks again, and have a good one. See you on the next one. Peace.